because the world has gone unstable. Well, that's what I said. Protests would become contagious, they would cascade, they would sweep the Middle East and begin destabilizing Europe. Well, they already have. And when Europe finally cracks, it's too late for Europe, very soon, unless they resort to fascism, and then it's another Holocaust. Everything is up for grabs in the world, and the rush for power is on. And I want to show you that there are three groups, and there's one missing, but there are three groups that are vying for power. And this is what's shaping the new globe. First one is the Caliphate. It is their stated goal of Muslim Brotherhood leaders and many far-left Islamists to reestablish the Caliphate, or the Ottoman Empire, or the global Islamic state. Do not take my word for it. Listen to them in their own words, in their own language, all around the world.
يا أخواني أنتم الآن أمام لحظة تاريخية، أمام لحظة ربانية في دورة حضارية جديدة إن شاء الله، في الخلافة الراشدة السادسة إن شاء الله.
لكن النموذج الممكن الآن للخلافة الإسلامية النموذج اللي هو الاتحاد الأوروبي.
أننا نقترب من موعد قيام الخلافة التي ستنزل بيت المقدس.
يريد خلافة من جديد، الشعب يريد خلافة من جديد.
بعد فترة من الزمن سيكون أوروبا دولة إسلامية
رأينا حلم الخلافة الإسلامية، حلم أرض الخلافة يتحقق بإذن الله على يد الدكتور محمد مرسي ومن معه من إخوانه وجماعته وحزبه. رأينا الحلم الكبير الذي نحلم به جميعا، الولايات المتحدة العربية. الولايات المتحدة العربية ستعود إن شاء الله، ستعود الولايات المتحدة العربية.
Okay, that's the first one. That's the Sunnis. The Sunnis. Muslim Brotherhood, the Saudis, the Egyptians, the Libyans, Sunnis. The other ones are the Shias, the Shiites. They are in Iran and Pakistan and in Assad's Syria. They also want to rule the world through Islam, but they're worse because they're not really going for a caliphate. They are going for end times. They're 12ers. They believe that the end of the world really isn't the end of the world as people think. I mean, see if this sounds familiar. The end of the world is, it's not the end of the world. We're not going to be dying in a flood caused by SUVs and it wipes everybody out. That's not what their theology teaches them. They believe it's just a change of consciousness, a period at first of horrible, horrible violence, and then peace. But what causes that peace? Well, the return of the Messiah, and the Messiah brings Islam to the entire world. See, here's the troubling part, and the part that maybe Rosie O'Donnell might want to take note of for a next comparison between Christians and radical Islam. The 12ers believe that the Messiah is waiting for chaos. Well, we believe great chaos is coming and then the Messiah is coming, right? Here's the difference. They believe it is up to them to create that chaos and that violence, to wash the world in blood. See, Christians believe in a period of chaos before the Messiah, but the difference is they don't want to start it. They don't even want to live through it. In fact, many Christians cling to the first verse written by the Apostle Paul in hopes of a rapture. I wish I believed in a rapture. I do. I don't. I wish I do. I hope you're right. Take me with you, please. Just before Christ comes, before the tribulation and everything gets really spooky, all of a sudden, whoa, why is everybody's clothes over here and I'm left alone? Rapture. I don't believe in it, but boy, do I wish I did. Christians hope that that's not happening in their lifetime or their children's lifetime. Oh, and Rosie might also want to jot down the different ending. The 12ers believe Messiah comes, and then Jesus comes along with Muhammad to testify that Muhammad is the prophet and Allah is the only God. And then anybody who doesn't submit, the Messiah beheads everybody. Slightly different ending than what the Christian Bible has. But I want you to know, there's a difference. The Shiites, this is what is in Assad in Syria, and the Caliphate, that is the Sunnis, Shiites, are end times. But either way, they both control the entire world in the end. They believe it. That's the Caliphate group. The next group of people that are vying for the world are the controllers. Whether they are communists, socialists, fascists, progressives, Fabian socialists, bankers, Bilderbergers, Nazis, drug lords, Mayor Bloomberg, anyone who wants either their own power in their own little fiefdom or wants to control the planet through the United Nations or whatever. Anyone who wants a slice of that control pie. And that leaves, unfortunately, only one other group in the world, and that is the survivors. That's the rest of the world. I don't even know what that is. 80%, 90%? That's most of us. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, or anybody. Please, just leave me alone. I want to be with my kids. I want a warm meal. I want a roof over my head. I want a job. I want clean drinking water that doesn't make me sick. I want to be, people in our own country. I just like to not be molested on the streets. I want to be treated with some dignity, treated like a human being, listened to, my right to be heard. I just want to be left alone. Some people just want things to go on as they are, the normalcy bias. They just want to keep their stuff, their routines. I just want to keep blinders on. That, unfortunately, is the group that loses in the end. Because this group is always tested. They're always forced to choose between stuff and sacrifice. They have to choose sides eventually. Let me ask you this. What will you give your principles up for? In order to survive, will you do it for your family? What will you do? Who will you compromise? What will you compromise? Look at the principles here. Control and the caliphate, okay? So the principles are religion or, I'm a banker, whatever. Now, the fascists, the theo-fascists, and just the regular old fascists. If you're a survivor, you're going to give up your freedom and everything else to a banker? I don't know, maybe, I don't know, just leave me alone. George Soros can't be that bad, right? You're going to give it up to a religious zealot? No. If your principles are just to be left alone, you will cave in, however, to anybody. If you're religious and you say, no, I believe this to be true about Jesus, and you are saying you're going to behead me, then most people will say, okay, I submit. But the strong ones will say, behead me then. But if you don't really believe in anything, you just want I just want to survive, you will cave to one of the two groups, either the Caliphate group or the controllers, whichever one offers you the most stability. Our choice is going to be the communist, radicals, statists, anywhere from the John McCain on massive steroids to Barack Obama on massive steroids, or the Islamists, one or the other. The problem is, nobody is offering you a real choice. At some point, just floating along in life is no longer an option. And if you miss the call, you will suffer dire consequences. That's how it happens over and over again. The Germans fail the test over and over again. They were tested between the fascists and the communists. That was their choice. Most people are just survivors. I just want to survive. I don't really care what happens. Fascists, communists, I think they're okay. No, neither of them were good. And they chose the fascists. Didn't work out well, did it?